Welcome, Leos, to your 2022 Equinox reading. Of course, in the Northern Hemisphere, we're moving into the Fall Equinox, and the Southern Hemisphere is moving into the Spring Equinox. In this reading, we're going to be looking at the overall energies for this 3-month period, and we will start off with a card here from the Energy Oracle cards. Now, all the cards I use in a reading, I do list in the description box below. So we'll use these just to see what energy that the Creator and Spirit wants you to know that you're coming into this equinox with. So for our Leos, what would you like them to know? What energy would you like them to be aware of, please? Okay. All right, that is the one right here. And you do have the yin and the yang, card number 22. Beautiful balancing energy coming in. So put that here, master number 22. So we'll see here what energy they'd like to be too aware of. One more page. So this is passive, active, intuitive, logical. So this card represents energetic life cycles, and its purpose is to help you identify the particular cyclic energy moving into or out of your experience. So it is in its upright position, and it means that it heralds a yin cycle where most of the action seems to be happening under the surface of things. So this is a time of great receptivity, intuition, and gestation. External circumstances may be forcing you to go within and examine present activity. It's an especially good time for completion, so wrap things up. Yin cycles often call you to be passive, yielding, and reflective, so open up to these sides of your nature. Being more than acting is the intention here. So this is focusing in on the divine feminine side, the receiving type of energy. That's what you're coming in with. So we will take a look here and of course get some more details. We're going to start off by pulling here from the Runic Tarot, and I'm just going to give these a shuffle. And we're going to pull a couple different piles. We're going to start off first by pulling a couple cards here to see what happened to bring you to this point of this energy coming in with this equinox. So what would you like our Leos to know, please? Okay, they do want to give you these two. And then we're also going to pull a couple cards from down here, which are going to represent what information from your shadow do they want you to know just about the equinox, the 3 months worth of adventure. Now, your shadow is like your tour guide. It's a part of yourself. It knows what's going on behind the scenes, underneath the surface. So it can give you like the skinny on this adventure over the next 3 months. So what does your shadow want you to know about this equinox period? Okay, and this one. And then up here is going to be from your spirit team, Creator, Spirit, Guardian Angels, Spirit Guides, loved ones on the other side, ancestors, just all those beings up above, what they want you to know about this period here. Okay. What else? Okay, and that one right there. So we'll do those, and we'll get to these here in just a moment, but we'll start here and see what got you to this point to be in so wonderful tune with the receiving and the divine feminine side of your energy. And you have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, makes sense. I'll let you see that. It is the Pentacles. Yeah, it is the Pentacles. And then you also have the Eight of Cups. So I love that coming in here. And let me just make sure Okay, I was just making sure it wasn't wands, but there's all the pentacles on the boat here. And this makes total sense because, one, the Eight of Cups is the emotions, and the Eight of Cups is about moving to a new level of your emotions. You're leaving behind the emotions that no longer served you. So you let go of a lot of the pain and a lot of the suffering, a lot of those emotions that were taking you off track. And the Four of Pentacles represents like this stability in your worth in relation to how you were seeing yourself in the outside world. The Four of Pentacles journey basically is one of the huge pieces of wisdom that the King of Pentacles learns throughout all of it as well. And that's when he looked outside of himself for his worth. He felt very unstable because the three places that he looked were the three places we're all told to look, which are relationships, situations and circumstances, and things in our body. And we know that relationships, people change or they pass away, so relationships are unstable on the human level anyway. And then the circumstances like education, jobs, social status, to situations we can get in, they never stay the same. And then, of course, things in our bodies break down, deteriorate, are stolen, burn down. So when we define our worth by the outside world, we feel very unstable because those things are unstable. But when you turn inward, eventually disappointed enough in those outside world, we turn inward to find the thing that we've been looking for, the stability we've been looking for in the unconditional love of the heavenly realms. So there's no conditions on it, so nothing we can do to lose it, nothing we can do or need to do to gain more of it because we have it all. And it's eternal, so it is stable. And that's where we find this stabilized sense of our worth. And we're also, with that love, able to leave behind the old emotions that are tied to the fear of losing conditional love, the fears of this human world, as we attach to that unconditional love from above. So it makes total sense that this brought you to this beautiful, nurturing place, because master number 22, when you look at master number 11, for me, that's mastering your human experience, your egoist experience, relating to all those fears that are related to losing conditional love. And 22 is about connecting to the higher realms, realizing that you're so much more than this human character that you're playing here. You're the actor behind this character, which is a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. So there's this awareness coming in between the two, the give and the take, the two sides of things, the two of you that are living this human experience. So I love this awareness that you've been through, the emotions you've left behind to bring you here. Now let's take a look here and see what your shadow wants you to know about the 3 months that are coming. And you have the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is this, it's right after the Four of Pentacles, right? It is a transformation on how you see your relation of worth with the world. And let me explain that. It's in the beginning, usually, in this particular one, he does look like he's been abandoned, devastated, betrayed, left behind. No one is assisting them. They're left out on their own, and they're feeling like those feelings. They're feeling abandoned. But when we have these beliefs, like we're talking about, where the outside world brings us our sustenance, that brings us our worth, that brings us what our needs are, yeah, we have this fear. We are let down. We are disappointed because there's only so much that the outside world will do and can do. But when we connect up above, we realize that it's not the humans that bring us what we need, but that it's the creator of all things, the universe, source, whatever you believe the higher powerful force is. They bring us our sustenance every day. They make sure we have what we need for our experiences every single day. And so this transformation happens where we feel abandoned and neglected by the outside world, and we see that mankind, these humans, are merely the delivery company They're like UPS or FedEx, DHS, whatever brings that stuff to us. And sometimes the Creator doesn't even need a human to bring it to us, but we will have this transformation that we understand that our worth will allow us to always receive what we need when it's based on unconditional love. If our needs being met are based on humans and their conditional love, we're going to fear that we're going to be upset someone by not being who they think we should be or doing what they think we should do. And then we end up having our sustenance withheld from us, but not from the Creator. Unconditional love, we're always going to have what we need in each moment. And then you have the 9 of Wands. So Wands is your energy, your drive, your ambition, your inspiration, and it's the overall energy that you have. The 9s are about turning inward. And again, the yin is about turning inward, because the 9 is in the major arcana is the Hermit, which is all about the inner journey. He has a little lantern that has its higher self, this bright star that's in the lantern that it carries, and it lights his path. Well, the 9 of Wands is about perseverance and about understanding your personal power, because any blockade that's in front of you, all you have to do is take one of the wands out of there and it collapses, and then you're able to walk through it. It shows you the power that you hold in your own hands as well. And let's take a look here and see what your higher self and a whole posse of support have to say about your 3 months coming up. You have the Ace of Cups. So definitely this is the Holy Grail. It's the chalice. It is full of the unconditional love of the Creator of all things. So you are being given that connection to that love that we talked about. It becomes your foundation over these next 3 months, just more and more and more so. And you have the Queen of Pentacles. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, taking care of yourself, abundance, new birth, all flowing out into the world. So you basically become this cup, this chalice. You fill up with that unconditional love, because you do become the receiver, which is like the chalice. The yin is, becoming the receiver. And then the Creator just drops all that unconditional love down into you, fill up, and then you overflow out to the world. So a great amount of abundant feeling, wholeness, completeness, definitely coming through in the reading. And then we're going to pull from these amazing cards. I love these. These are the Seed and Sickle cards. And they're very unique in that they have one set of a deck, but they have 2 books that come with it. One that's about the dusk, and one that's about the dawn. And I'm going to use pull one card, and one's going to represent what is falling away during this equinox, and then what is going to be blossoming in its place. So we'll give these a good shuffle. See what more information they have for you. But I'm loving this. You don't have to give. This is about a receiving and being filled with that unconditional love. So, all right. So for our Leos, what else would you like them to know? What's falling away and what's going to be blossomed? Okay, that's the one right there. And you've got the birch tree, number 1. If you can see that. It's a very white light card. Right. So we'll see here first what is going to be falling away. And so the birch tree is beloved by many for its pure but determined energy. It is one of the first trees to grow leaves in the spring, and the first to grow back when an area of woodland is cleared. This tenacity gives strength to anyone seeking to overcome difficulties. The birch is also featured in the Celtic Ogham tree calendar. Ogham. I might have murdered that. I apologize. So that's the month it represents, is seen as a time for regeneration and rebirth. This card is encouraging you to focus on all of these things. A new chapter is beginning for you, potentially one that has arisen from a challenging situation. Do not let let past difficulties make you jaded. Enter this new phase with certainty and confidence. So yeah, definitely this is a new phase that's coming. So old things are dropping away, making room for new. So it definitely is not giving us clarity on what it is, but it is saying that it is definitely a time of endings and new beginnings, moving to this new level. So what's going to be growing in its place? It says in Irish communities, the traditional winter Yule log is cut from the birch tree. A broom of birch twigs is used to brush out the dust of the old year and bring in the new. So the household fires are doused and then relit from the central Yule fire to bring the community together. You are facing a new beginning, but do not embark upon this future alone. You will have a stronger start if you rely on friends, family, or colleagues to support you through your first steps. Do not fear removing what is past its use. So again, letting old emotions go that no longer serve you. You're just letting old things go that no longer serve you. You're continuing that throughout these next 3 months. We're also going to pull a card here from the Wisdom of the Avalon Oracle. This is going to represent kind of like either the reward that you get for taking this journey, or what energy that you're going to end up with toward the end of this equinox that you take into the solstice. So one more time here. All right, so for our Leos, what energy would you like them to be aware of that they're going to take into the solstice? Or what reward will they be receiving for undertaking this? Okay, got that one right here. And you got forgiveness. Card number 49. So yeah, forgiveness is like letting the wrath go. It's the freedom of the things that you're leaving behind. I feel like this is more forgiveness for yourself that you engage in as you go through this, because you're letting old things go that no longer serve you. You're finding this wholeness and this worth from within that you don't feel like anyone needs to be forgiven, because you have this awareness that just because they didn't live up to what you wanted them to be, that's okay. There's no, that was your emotions, that was your emotional choices, your supposed tos, your shoulds, your need tos, your have tos. They didn't have to take that on, just like you don't have to take on everyone else's either. And so this freedom that comes, it's like you forgive yourself for failing other people, letting other people down, when you realize that, you know, I usually talk with people. I'll go, all right, well, I have an expectation now that you're going to give me $1,000 a day. And they're like, well, you're going to be disappointed. And I'm like, no, you're disappointing me. You're not living up to what I want you to do. And then there's suddenly clarity comes super clear in that. It's like, what? That's just ridiculous that you would expect that. And I'd be like, well, it doesn't matter. It's my expectation. There's a lot of ridiculous expectations out there when we see it from a different point of view, right? So it says, drawing this marker says that you must now search your heart for any unresolved resentment, anger, or disagreements between you and another. If you're still hurt or angry about another's behavior, or if there are circumstances in your life that you resent, this is a time when it's crucial to release the negative energy surrounding those situations. Resisting this will only impede your growth and draw more unwanted experiences to you. Resentment and anger are emotions that actually bind you and hook you to the events that cause your suffering, keeping them alive inside you, draining you of your life force and inner light. Nothing good comes from hate, anger, or resentment. Peace can only come through forgiveness when you release all that binds you to negativity. Perhaps you need to forgive yourself for placing unrealistic expectations on your situation, resulting in a self-sabotaging perception tainted by perfectionism. Look at the world and see how the lack of forgiveness feeds the turmoil and suffering around you. Forgiveness is the key to freedom and peace, and it starts with you. This marker requires you to practice forgiveness so that you can be an active part of spreading peace and beauty throughout this troubled world. Perfect. Love, love, love it. So that's all right in alignment with what we were talking about. So beautiful message here of transformation, leaving things behind that no longer serve you, these old emotions, these old resentments. You continue to work on this throughout these 3 months, just releasing more and more and more. And don't feel like you're like, oh, I'm back here again, because you're never back in the same spot. Life is not like this linear movement along a timeline. It's more of a spiral. And so even though like you feel like you're here, you've actually went full and you're another floor or even 2 above. The sight still looks the same when you look out this window-ish, and that's why it looks familiar, but you're moving higher and higher and higher off the charts. So just know as you're going through this equinox that you are making beautiful progress in freeing yourself, and in doing so, freeing others. So, love this message for you, Leos. If you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these videos, I also put out weekly readings, energy updates for each of the individual zodiac signs. I also put out monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign, and a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you will be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing those things, it helps spread the love, and it does help my channel grow in significant ways. Because when you like a video, when you share a video, comment on a video, especially subscribing to the channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so excited. It does want to share the messages and videos of this channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do those things, any of those things, I am ever so grateful. Also, these are general readings, and if you're looking for even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and I actually just recently introduced a sliding price scale on my recorded personal readings as well, where you can choose between 3 different prices for one that's more in alignment with your budget. So all that information is listed in the description box below. All right, mighty roaring Leos, as you go through this equinox, please know every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing journey. We'll be talking soon. In the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.